the channel. Thanks for stopping by. If this is your first time, welcome. Glad you can be here. So today we have BVA in the grip. I was hoping to get this done last week, but man, I can't keep up, man. I seriously can't. It seems like every day there's new stuff dropping. I see, that kid's coming out with an album with Skinsman. Then I see Instagram saying he's doing an album with Ill Informed. I see a tweet this morning from Verb T saying that his new album this year is going to just be bonkers. You know, this one here, the BVA one, you know, Leafy's coming out with something. I mean, what a great time to be a UK hip hop fan. It's just insane. You all know Leafy is my boy, man. He was the one that I made me fall in love with UK hip hop. The moment that I heard that voice, the beat, everything, like I just instantly fell in love with UK hip hop. And the more I've heard BVA, the more I've fallen in love with this cat as well. I respect him so much as an artist. I understand him so much more as an artist, and I appreciate what he brings to the table. So the first track off of this, I believe I heard, was produced by Ill Informed, another mad scientist, man. What a great producer. So this will be my first Leaf Dog track off this album. So let's jump right in, give it a listen. First off, this is pretty cool, man. It's got this a little bit of that record crackle going on, and that organ sound reminds me of one of those old black and white movies, silent movies, where they'd have that soundtrack and then the little titles or tiles would pop up with the writing on it, what the people are saying. This comes to me as that's the type of sound I would hear.
Yeah. BV, not bacterial vaginosis. Been around the world and back. You think by now I'd probably know shit, but I don't really. I'm just spinning a couple theories. Every situation's relevant. Mood to match the sentiment. Little kids play with guns firing in the distance. Rich Brits go to Asia, search for meaning to existence. 9 to 5 is grinding in the world. They work the pistons. People dying, but still smile when it's that instant. Charity don't start in the home. It's with your attitude. Show a bit of gratitude if you've got more than scraps for food. Acting like a dickhead, then you get a slap or two.
Okay, man. 40 seconds in, BVA is on some shit right here. I love that whole idea about charity starting at home, and it's all about your attitude. Something I try to hammer home into my kids all the time is the importance of being grateful for what you have. I mean, he's talking about kids who are playing in the streets and hearing the gunfire in the distance. And he's been around the world, man, and he thinks, he's seen some shit that has stuck with him. It makes him realize that he should, he's seen so much and he should know so much, but at the same time, he looks back at what he almost in disbelief about kind of what he's seen. Is how I'm kind of getting at it. He really has come away, not with a way of understanding how the world works, but a kind of a sadness of how the world works. And does he say rich pricks or rich Brits go to Asia to find the meaning of life? I'm thinking I know there's this little bit of a spirituality type of trend that goes on where people who want to feel better about themselves, they go to a yoga retreat or whatever. They're not so spiritual as more as they're just following the trend of this going to be in the sweat lodge and shit like that and finding the meaning of life. Or is he talking about making a veiled poke at the fact that rich people sometimes go to Thailand and have sex with the ladyboys, I think they're called. I wonder if maybe that's too far of a reach, but anyways, man, so far he's out here just firing missiles.
Dying but still smile when it's that instant. Charity don't start in the home, it's with your attitude. Show a bit of gratitude if you've got more than scraps for food. Acting like a dickhead, then you get a slap or two. You don't know somebody's situation, what to them is rational. That's why I try to spread some happiness with raps and tunes. Meet people everywhere I go, especially international. We're all the same, any colour or religious view. Anybody tells you different, they're the one you shouldn't listen to. We're in the grip, and some call it the age of ignorance. Don't trust
I'm digging Leaf bringing in this little bit of a flute. I think that is, which is cool, I'm loving this too, man. Where he talks about like you don't know what someone's been through. It's the old saying, like like don't judge someone until you've walked a mile in their shoes, so to speak. And he's also talking about like we're all we're all the same, man. We're all human beings. We all go through the same shit. We all have our own stuff we're dealing with. So stop making a decision about people solely by, you're clouded by your own lenses that you look through. And I mean, don't be doing that shit, and don't be listening to the people who are trying to make you feel a certain way about a certain group of people or a certain person. I really do. I know I've mentioned it a lot lately, and I apologize, but there really is this, there really, to me, seems to be this desire to further drive a wedge between, there's so many columns now, and they're expecting you to fit into a certain column. And if you refuse to fit in one of these columns because you believe it's a bunch of bullshit, you're called out for it. And it's heightened. It's to this point where everything is contradictory. They want to make people hate each other and be pissed off at each other all the time. The division gets further and further apart when we should be getting closer and closer together. Where it's getting further and further apart, and I just don't understand it. None of this makes any sense to me whatsoever, and it's constant. It's 100% constant, man. You can't go on social media without being bombarded constantly with this shit, this trying to further drive us apart, man. And it makes me pissed off to see that it's happening, because that's not how my mind works, man. But anyways, I've heard BVA talk about social shit before. He touches on it in his music. He does it. He's done it with the 4 Owls a bunch, because those cats are always on this shit. But this is the first time I've heard a solo BVA track where he's just gone all in on how he's feeling about the current state of things. I'm digging it.
When the people come together, we can implement a better way of living. Be proud to be a dissident. It ain't surprising. Capitalists forever rising. Starts with providing, but don't stop when they've met their requirements. Keep pushing till they've used up their resources. Like us on this planet, so don't ever say that we're climbing. Cause shit's declining. Fashion's shutting doors to the outside, cause they think that it's gonna improve our island. Idiot after idiot sat in a seat that's dry.
Okay, man, I gotta bring this shit back, because he's just, again, like I said, he's firing missiles. He's just going straight in, man. Like, how much money is enough money? Seriously, how much do you possibly need? How many billions of dollars and trillions of dollars does one person need, man? And sometimes it starts off with the best intentions in mind, but once that greed grabs a hold of you, man, you forget who you are as a human being, and you stop seeing people as human beings, and you start seeing them as a way to make more money. Man. I know he touched on other shit there, and I'm so impressed right now. My brain is just kind of shut off as I was talking there, and I'm overwhelmed by what he's saying.
On this planet, so don't ever say that we're climbing, cause shit's declining. Fashion's shutting doors to the outside, cause they think that it's gonna improve our island. Idiot after idiot sat in a seat that's driving. We need to work together for any chance of surviving.
There we go. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, he touched on the environment as well. It's like we're just these companies, these people just continue to rape the planet to make the money they want, and paving over the people, man, just running that bulldozer over the people that get in their way, rather than, because again, they're not people, they're just a way to make money. And then you get people who blame immigrants, and in their mind, they think it'd be better if they just shut the island off and say, you deal with your own shit. We don't want any of it. And that's how they look at these human beings as just a problem rather than a human being. The BVA is saying, if we want to fix this shit, if we want to fix this planet, if we want to fix the way we treat each other, if we want to fix this cancer that is eating away at society right now, we need to do this shit together. Quieting one race of people and only allowing another race to speak, or one sexuality, only allowing one sexuality to speak, and all that's is set up, man, to drive the stakes further, or drive us further apart, to get that wedge further apart. They don't want people communicating, because when people communicate, people can then come to resolutions. If there's no communication, the divide just gets further apart. It is very simple, man. Very, very simple concept. So if you're being told you should feel a certain way, and you shouldn't talk to a certain people, or you should treat a certain people a certain way, then you got to clear that shit up, man, and figure out the best way to get everyone together and talking until we find a solution that works. 100%.
Trump only won 'cause Hillary Clinton.
Sorry, I apologize. I'm going to bring that back a little bit.
Cause they think that it's gonna improve our island. Idiot after idiot sat in a seat that's driving. We need to work together for any chance of surviving. Trump only won 'cause Hillary Clinton's evil. How the fuck is that a vote between different shades of deceitful? I thought democracy was meant to be about the people. Politicians smear shit instead of hitting deep root problems. And while they're squabbling, people still need food and medicines, not antidepressants to make shit see-through. I know we ask for change like a beggar, but I think the situation's got insane and not better. We're in the grip on some.
Again, man, that's interesting what he's talking about there, because especially in Canada, anyways, we have this three-party system. Well, it's really only three. We have more, but it's a three-party system, and you're seeing a lot of it now with COVID. It's just two parties gang up on one party. Nothing ever gets done because it's just spinning the wheels. Because they don't want one party to look good, so the other two will cock block them. And then when one of these get elected, then these two will get together and cock block this thing, man. And when people are actually needing things to happen, it's not getting done.
Like a beggar, but I think the situation's got insane and not better. We're in the grip on some call it the age of ignorance. Don't trust the leaders or let them use you as instruments. Cause when the people come together, we can implement a better way of living. Be proud to be a dissident. We're in the grip on some call it the age of ignorance. Don't trust the leaders or let them use you as instruments. Cause when the people come together, we can implement a better way of living. Be proud to be a dissident.
I like the artwork for this too, man. The way they worked in this beaver, they worked in things coming together, different things come together in a collage to make the owl and stuff. It's pretty freaking sweet. I really dig the way that Leaf brought in the flute there. That was a nice little touch. I don't think I even noticed it until that last point. It may not even been in the whole song until that last point, but really like how he did that. Overall, cool song. It was, like I said during the video, I haven't really heard BVA jump on a track that like this and have the whole thing revolve around like a social issue. And again, I haven't heard a ton of solo stuff for him, so this may not be abnormal. It's abnormal for me to hear from BVA, but says a lot of shit, man, that hits home with me, and I appreciate it a lot. I think the world would be a much better place if more people open their eyes a little bit and see, not to be a tool in this division, work to bring us together rather than drive us further apart. So like I said last week, I got some Canadian Dad Reacts gear, man, and I want to make sure that I'm going to give away 2 t-shirts, 1 extra large, 1 large, and we'll figure out how to do that sometime this week. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it, but I'll make sure I hook up 2 of you cats, man, with a t-shirt if you want it. You may think it's dumb. That's cool too. It doesn't bother me either way. But if you want a t-shirt, I'll set up some kind of thing. We'll figure it out. I'll send it your way. But anyways, thanks y'all for coming by, being part of it. I love each and every one of y'all. Until next time, stay safe and be good with each other. Be good with each other. Be good to each other. There we go.